Our next lesson is about the distributive property. The distributive property is a way of simplifying expressions when you have a few terms inside parentheses. So the problems usually look something like this. You'll have something inside parentheses, a few terms, some addition, subtraction signs, stuff like that. And then you'll have something outside the parentheses. The number outside the parentheses tells you how many groups of whatever you have inside the parentheses. So here we have 3 groups of 2m minus 3b. So we're trying to figure out how many m's and b's we have all together. So if we have 3 groups of 2m, that means we have 2m, we have another 2m, and we have another 2m. So altogether, that would be 6m. If we do the same thing for 3b, we have 3 groups of 3b. We have 3b plus 3b, plus 3b. That is 9b altogether. So, and we still have a multiplication sign. We're still subtracting. So our final answer would be 6m minus 9b. So that's one strategy for thinking about distributive property. Another thing you could think about is this is really just repeated addition, which is what we were just doing, or it's also multiplication. So on the next example, I could write out 4 6 times because I have 6 groups of 4 and I have 6 groups of 8x. That would be a little more writing than I think I want to do though. So I could also just think about doing 6 times each of these terms. So if I did 6 times 4, that's 24. And if I did 6 times 8x, if I have 6 groups of 8x, that is 48 x's. And then I still have my addition sign. So 6 groups of 4 plus 8x is 24 plus 48x. Sometimes when you see these problems, you'll actually have a term outside the parentheses that has a variable in it already. And if we knew what those variables were, we would be able to simplify it and it would be just like any other distributive property problem. But since we don't, we still are just going to have to multiply that variable times each of those things. So if we have 2b groups of 4m, or we're just multiplying these together, we can multiply 2 times 4, so that would be 8. We can't multiply b times m because we don't know what they are, but we can write that we are multiplying them times that 8. So 2b times 4m would be 8 times b times m. You could also write 8 times m times b. It doesn't really matter what order. And then we would have to do the same thing for the next one. 2b times 3h. We can do 2 times 3, which is 6. We can't multiply 8 times h, or b times h, I'm sorry. So we'll just have to write b h, and then we still have the addition sign. So the final answer for this one is 8bm plus 6bh.